Oh, good. I have a thumbs up. Hello. Hi, how is everybody? And I was trying to film the beautiful moon from my vision, but I wasn't getting the best signal, so I just came in and I figured I'd talk to you all for a few minutes anyway. Who do I have here? Anybody want to say hello? I see a lot of stuff happening out there on YouTubeville, and people are saying a lot of things, so I thought I would come on here and just remind you all that this time has been spoken about. Um, this time has been spoken about, and that no matter what, I operate from love. And I wanted to remind you. Well, thank you, Cliff. Thank you, Clifty. Hi, Jessica. You're feeling heavy? I'm sorry to hear that. You know, and I was talking to my really beautiful friend and brother Alfred earlier today, and we were just kind of going over some of the events that were taking place and had taken place. And, you know, the heaviness is a feeling that you get when you're releasing all of this darkness that we've been imbued with. Okay, it's not who we are. It's not fundamentally who we are as human beings. We are light and love, and we've just been imbued with darkness in a satanic upside down world. And what's happening now is that is lifting so that we can get back to the original blueprint that we were supposed to be. If the Satanists could have their way, they would enslave humanity forever. And luckily, the Holy Spirit has taken over. This time has been spoken about. And yes, this is the return of Christ and of love and getting back to our original blueprint as human beings so we can live the way we were meant to. Like I speak about, the omniverse is made for man and not the other way around. And I've also spoken a lot about how the the only things that you're going to see are going to be from those who are truly in place. Okay, if they're speaking on a large scale, I hate to say it, but their agenda is definitely not the same as mine. And um, there's been a lot of manipulation surrounding all of this. I've watched it the entire time. And so what you're going to see coming out right now is just more manipulation of the mind and of that darkness. And they're put in place, and they are in place to defend the satanic system that they do not want to change. They want to continue to be able to make humans their cattle, and they think that their system works just fine. They don't care about the suffering that we all go through on an individual basis. So, just to address you personally, Jessica, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. And just keep shedding that. I know the feeling all too well, but I can tell you personally, I think that I'm a couple steps ahead of my family that's following behind me. And thank God, even though it was really hard to go through it alone and very scary at times, now I'm able to tell you that that completely passed. I feel really good. I feel really light, short of feeling a bit alone in this whole situation because we are in a world full of darkness still. That is changing. That is why there's a new realm that has opened up that I speak about, which is Jupiter realm. And that is the heaven on earth. That is a way out of the recycling system that we've all been stuck in for, the past 5,000 years. And I know I say a lot of off the wall stuff, but you feel better physically? Great. This is, again, I definitely felt like I stepped into a science fiction novel not too long ago. Let's see if I can get something on here. I hope you guys don't mind. I was looking at, for instance, this Mike Morales, okay? It's not something that I watch, but it's something that I keep being brought to because I've been watching what's happening with the storms. I know the death toll is quite low. Now, of course, any loss of life is a big deal, okay? In any situation, any loss of life is a big deal. I look at things individually, not necessarily always on a mass scale. I mean, each and every life matters. So I haven't even looked at the numbers, but something that I speak about and that I realized a while back is that with all of these events, the death toll is quite low. And that is also something that has been spoken about and prophesied for this time, that people would not be passing away, that this was a time of purification, purification of the soul, the mind, and I think that's what we feel when we feel that darkness and heaviness, because it's actually being stirred up from around our hearts. It's been blocking our hearts, and not because we were bad, dark people, because when we were brought into this world, we were more than imbued with it, some of us, and thank God, like we are love, we have love in us, and thank God this time has come. We chose to be here. If you're feeling that right now, you chose to be here, knowing that you would go through that and get through it completely unscathed, okay? And so just keep doing what keep grounding. I've been taking some minerals and vitamin B's, and I have lots of things I'd love to share with you all in the near future going forward that helps me, because I know how scary and lonely and strange it can be at times, but I want to say that that has completely passed for me, and it's truly going to be okay. 44, okay, thank you. So immediately when I'm going to channels that are reporting on this, you see all kinds of people on there that are put in place, like pretty new. I hate to call people out, but I could sit here and go through some of these comments with you, and it's truly unbelievable. It's an entire operation that's going on, okay? And they have everybody believing that these are all made by governments or the Illuminati. See, for instance, here, the Saharan dust, that's a big part of this, these storm systems, apparently. And that's something that you will see reported on, like, Mr. MBB 333 and many other channels. Well, I took note a while ago, and I solved the mystery, but nobody's taking my word for anything. And I know why. I understand why. Because they don't want people to wake up. That is people waking up. A lot of this has to do with consciousness. And that red dust is it's very likely iron leaving our systems. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. I know that when I woke up more and more, I noticed like these phases happening all around me. And when I explain the things that I do, it just brings up more and more questions. And I understand that that is not what the outside world wants. They don't want these questions answered. And so I know that like several thousand years ago, the human body was modified by Satan or by satanic, dark forces, whatever you want to call them. And iron was placed in the consciousness at some level. Now, I don't have all of the answers, so please bear with me when I'm explaining these things. But you see, people are waking up on a mass scale, and all of a sudden there's the Saharan dust. When I was literally, I saw it in October, and then it was like one thing after another of clearing up. So for whatever reason, it becomes peripheral in our vision, in our field, as it leaves our consciousness, okay? We are in an omniverse with physical matter. It's made by Jesus. It's a beautiful thing, and it was usurped by Satan. And one of the ways that that happened when the demiurge came about was that iron was added to the consciousness of humanity, and sulfur and like phosphates in the digestive system. And so when we're lifting up out of that, all of that is being transformed and going back to the way that it was meant to be, so that we can live healthy, longer lives and fulfill the dreams that we were supposed to, that we knew inside that we would one day fulfill. Um, yeah, PG, so you think you want to take some vitamins. You know, your intuition will tell you what you need along the way. That's the beautiful thing. I definitely followed, um, well, I just followed my intuition, you all. I followed my intuition because this is about a reconnection to spirit. What happened when the iron was placed in our consciousness is that we were disconnected from the possibility of connecting with the Great Spirit again. And that's what we are all here to do. We were here to help humanity through this time so that they could reconnect to the Great Spirit. And everlasting life, as I've explained before, doesn't mean that you're like, because what? They scare you. They make you feel like you don't want to be here on earth. They make you feel like you're trapped in a body. I can tell you all of the Antichrist narratives, and I do touch on them, and I try to be so delicate throughout that. Um, but these are very like vast topics and ideas, and we're going to cover them all. We're going to do it together. If you are going through this, then you chose to come here at this time and help save humanity from the demiurge so that we could go into everlasting life. And of course, you know, then it's between you and God how you want to carry out your life and beyond. It's it's a gift. Creation is a gift, but without love, it is not. Without love, it is hell, right? Without love. And we were cut off from love. We are reconnecting to love. So that heaviness is leaving so that you can reconnect. So please know that. And really, that covers a lot of what I wanted to say. Is anybody here? I love you too, Bruce. How are you? Hi, Roots. Are you guys here still? It looks like nobody can really comment, maybe, or maybe you're just listening to me. Oh, wow. It's going to be wild, but I want you to stick with me, and I want you to remember that we're going to get through this together, and I'm already out on the other side, and it is beautiful. Okay, good. Um, I'm already out on the other side, and it's beautiful, and I feel comfortable. I feel calm inside. Like, there were times where I did not know if I was ever going to feel comfortable or safe again. And of course, they know, hey, they know that that's what we're feeling right now. There's one of my brothers right there. See, you're side by side with me going through this stuff. Like, you came in, we came in together, you guys. And yeah, we're helping each other grow. And it's totally going to be fine. But there's such a large amount of people. They're creating a world totally void of love right now. And we just need to put the intentions, like we are right now. We are the Christ. We are the ones that are making the new laws. So you're going to see the Antichrist out there saying that, saying very strange things about what's happening and who's being crowned and this, that, and the other. I can tell you that it's us. It is us. We are writing the log. Dana is familiar with this. Dana knows this. We are literally creating the new world. And yes, the old world is dying, but that does not mean the people are dying. So you see the Christ consciousness, yeah, it's that and more, okay? It is that and more, and there is individual entities that are here as Christ, so as Jesus, and that's why you see all of the different narratives. Yep, it's in our DNA. Hi, Tiki Love. So don't you worry, it's just another level of deception, and we are stronger. But it's just that those levels of deception are really no fun to go through. And it's like, when will these levels stop, you know? But I trust the God in heaven, and we are literally, yeah, it's going to be awesome. Love is stronger than ever, than all of it. Exactly. Exactly. Beautiful. Thank you, John. But I want you all to know that you're safe and that we are entering the new worlds, you know. There's the reason I started this channel was that I noticed that the old world was dwindling down and that the new earth was emerging and that it was happening all at once, you know, that word emergence. And that's what was spoken about in like the Hopi prophecy, which you saw a lot of about a year, 2 years ago and beyond. You saw so many speaking about that time coming and the Rainbow Warriors. Well, yes, we are the Rainbow Warriors and this is happening, but there's a huge level of deception out right now that's going to make you think that something terrible is taking place when all that's happening is we won. We never wanted the war, but we were going to stand up and fight it with love at no cost, and we won. So I am here to tell you that all wars have ended. And sadly, there is, yes, yes, you are, Dana. I love you all. And we see our family, like, no matter where we go, we keep running into each other. And it's kind of strange because there's not a lot of us, but that is because we just have to wake people up. We have to pull them out of that darkness and into the light. We still have time. They still have time. Okay, we've won this war for ourselves and we've opened this realm up. And now it's time to pull the people, God's people, to set them free. Let them know that they are sovereign and free and pull them into the light. Hey, Lisa, Lisa. Hey, hi, good to see you. LRR, hi. You changed your name on here. But see, look, our family's right here. Judy, hey, Judy. Even a small number is powerful. Exactly. Don't focus on the negative. Find love everywhere, and we anchor it in more and more. That's right. So that's perfect, Dana. We have literally anchored the crystalline grid, the 144 crystalline grid in. We have anchored it in. No, I know that feeling, and that's what I'm on here to address. So if you weren't here in the beginning, I covered some of that. That's because of the nervous energy of the dark forces that know that they will not succeed in taking us out. They know that they can't. And, you know, of course, we are empathic. We feel their energy. We want them to be here with us. We asked them to help us along this way, and they did nothing but come against us. So I do not want to focus on the negative. but just to address kind of what's going on. That is what's taking place. Ooh, ladybug, yes. I love ladybugs. I have a ladybug tattoo. It's a big, huge thing for me, too. It's a big sign for me. That's beautiful. Yes, and I was speaking about just the anxious feeling and how it's hard to remember to stay grounded or know what to do when we've been doing it for so long. It's like day after day, we've been listening to our intuition and grounding and finding a different, different ways to deal with the different sets of emotions that are coming up as we purify ourselves and as we feel these emotions and feelings and the whole purification process for the entire world, for the whole entire like realm that we are in. We have day after day just had to find different ways. So it's hard to remember sometimes. It becomes a bit exhausting even for us. And so, you know, I was talking about the different minerals. I've been taking trace minerals and copper, and it's made such a difference in the past few days. I think trace minerals are a really good thing. Of course, these are all things that only I'm suggesting for myself, um, or that have worked for me. And I always suggest that you follow your own intuition and do the research, even though research is really strange right now. There is good information out there, and I think we know how to find it. So, drink out of copper. Yes, that is such a great thing to do. Absolutely. Crickets, really, Jessica. So, those are, I believe that the interdimensional beings are everywhere, and the sentience has entered everything. I saw like the sentience bubbles and even the chemtrails at different points were. Um, so that's why I didn't want to focus on the negative. I was going to speak about this Mike Morales channel and some others, but I'm not going to stay on that for long. But I do want to say they have everybody thinking that this is all terrible. Well, I'm learning that this is not, that this is actually, this is the return of God waking us all up in different ways. I've been speaking about how they were spraying gold dust. Now, I don't know when or where or how, but I know that I've seen orbs instead of airplanes for the past like year and a half. And I know that I've woken up so much and I've gone through an entire transformation. So, you guys, it is it is what it is. We're going to learn more and more. Um, but when you have these huge channels telling, let's see, this was 8 million views. Are you kidding me? Is that real? This, oh, okay, that's just the channel. Okay, I was going to say, oh, we've got a big job ahead of us. No, but we do. We do. This particular video has 8,000 views, okay? 242 comments of people that are totally in the might is right mentality. Might is right, and everything's like, oh, we're getting screwed, they're killing us, weather warfare, blah, 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 nanotechnology. Now, I'm not saying that those things didn't exist to counteract. I believe that those things are in certain foods, and I think that we can process them at a minimal level. So I'm not saying not to eat any specific food, even though I get the message all the time to stop eating junk food and fast food. We know about these things, we know, but that's how the darkness is imbued into the human body and psyche in so many different ways. It's all mind control. That's what I really wanted to say about this. It's all mind control. And I want the mind control to stop. Now, I know that there are people that like that. They go to these channels to get the adrenaline rush or because they're tapped into that might is right mentality. But yeah, exactly. You can't focus on that. Yeah, the whole 5G. Well, those frequencies, I believe, are what has woken people up. Isn't it kind of funny that the Schumann resonance started going up at the same time that 5G was popping? I believe it's their way to explain things and to turn it around and make you afraid of it. That is what I believe. Because then you look at things like what we were watching earlier, I spoke about it. It was on Leak Project, and I really appreciate what he's been doing lately. You know, he goes back and forth, and everybody can have their own beliefs, and there is still a demiurge, and there is still, a realm that's being supported by whatever force. And I don't know, I'm not saying that everything's evil or what, but I know that the things that some of that supports are not of love and not of God. So I want to be clear that I am here supporting love and God and beauty and freedom and sovereignty and everything that we were meant to have as individual sovereign. You know, Jesus is the King of sovereign kings. We're all kings that are just realizing ourselves. And there's going to be so much talk about. So anyway, I'm going in kind of circles here and all over. Um, but, we are learning that we are connected to technology and that we have been for a very long time, all throughout human history. Okay? That is how we are built, that all humans are very advanced biological beings that are spirits experiencing life in an omniverse. Hi, Michael. A starseed meeting? Oh, very cool. What's that about? Oh, interesting. Interesting. There's, misinformation everywhere, to be honest with you. So just listen to your heart when you're doing any of that. But that sounds really interesting. Um, yeah, very cool. But yes, we are literally, spirits experiencing humanity. And we were cut off as spirits. We were cut off from source, but we're reconnecting. What if that frequency is source at some level? Okay. Yeah, exactly, Lisa. Absolutely. Um, so I just think it's great. And, but that's the whole 5G narrative, is to make you think, to make you afraid of source, of source frequency. So it's all very clear to me, but there's thousands and millions of people that are believing that we're being killed. So I kind of started out by saying, when I go around to check on the news concerning these storms, I know that people are losing a lot. And unfortunately, many people are in the 3D mentality. Now, not necessarily in the Bahamas. I think that they understand old ways a little bit more. At least, they're fewer and far between where they don't understand what it means to get back to old ways and to be community. I believe that I've been there before. I think it's a lot different than America. And I think that right here is where we're going to have to focus our energies, is right here in America, because things have gone completely askew. And we have all of these people believing that might is right and that we're being killed by our governments and by these secret agencies, and that's not the case. Uh, we are going through a purification, and um, when I look, I see these people in place literally saying they're lying about the death tolls, they're lying, and I actually believe that they're not necessarily lying. And then I know that I've prayed and made sure that there are resources in place to go and assist um, with my connection that I have. And sure enough, that is what's taking place. From what I can see, I'll have to do a little more looking into it, but it looks like the aid is coming right away, and lots of it. And then you have people saying that they're stealing, and that, you have all the, and it's the same channels. It's all the same fear porn channels. It's like you can't win for losing, okay? Um, oh, how cool. I used to paint. I was a painter. I still paint when I can, but I actually painted houses, custom painted for a long time. Yes, they want to keep everyone in a low vibe with fear. And this is all divinely guided, exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to put that out there. And, like, I don't want it to get too out of control without touching base with all of you very frequently. So, just stay tuned with me, and I'll try to keep my stuff short and sweet and to the point. And we can do this. We can do this. But there's going to be a lot of misinformation, and a lot of it comes from supporting the dark system that's in place and supporting the very dark things that happen. We're getting the children and the women out of these terrible slavery rings, and the pedophile rings are being broken apart. They're not going to report all of this, but I know this to be true. And that's all taking place. Their system is falling apart, but the ones that are in place to support that are going to be giving a large amount of misinformation about us and who we are, okay? Who Christ is, who we are. And they're going to try to turn our own people against us, but that will not work. And so I wanted to touch base with you. Yeah, you know what, Lisa? I just now am getting back to my creativity. That's something I prayed for, and that's also something I'm praying for the entire world. That is something that is siphoned by these low energy operations, is our imagination and our creativity. So that is one thing that we will be getting back full force, in full, and that is coming so soon. Mine is coming now. I believe yours is right behind, Lisa. It fell on your ex's house. Aw. Yeah, it's super crazy. Like, we are the fabric of the universe, and we did anchor this light grid in, and we are making this possible. And just when we think that we can breathe, it's like, okay, now we physically feel better, but now we need to step up and realize that, there's some different levels of this that we're just going to have to hit on all levels. Totally divinely guided, like you said. Exactly like you said, Dana. Much love, Sovereign. Hey, much love. How are things out there? I know you're anchoring the light grid in out in California. So I think that we'll all be kind of heading out west soon, maybe. Even if just to visit and meet up. So maybe we can start planning for something like that to be taking place soon. And I can't wait to give you more and more of the good news as it comes to me. But I think I'm going to keep this really short and sweet tonight. I just wanted to put these words out there for anybody that was confused or trying to understand what was taking place. And I hope that I made it pretty clear. Callie love. Things are wacky as ever. Yeah, it's kind of wacky, but I was saying it is calming down in different areas. So just keep trusting. I know you do. No money, no car. Well, I'll come get you, Dana. I'm not going to leave you out of it, that's for sure. And don't worry, all of that stuff is coming. You just wait. Well, what do you know, guys? My phone overheated. I don't know why it does that. It's the strangest thing. So where was I? Yeah, the money and thing speaking, we were speaking about, that is all coming. We are actually inheriting the earth right now. We are inheriting the entire, well, we are inheriting what was taken from us as humans and taken from us as individuals. And I can't even begin to tell you. Let's see, 3 watching. Hi, Crispy. Yeah, right now it says 6 are watching. And I feel like I should have a few more than that, but I guess people are busy right now. I'm not really sure. But it's all good, Our family's here. Like, I feel like this is my family here. And I know there's more of us that we touch base whenever we can. And it's a beautiful thing. So I just want to keep in contact and close contact with you all more and more as the days go forward. And it is super energetic right now. It sure is. It sure is. So let's all go outside. Let's hang up here and go. And if you can, if you're not too busy, put your feet on the ground and say an intention prayer that we will be divinely guided, that we will be connected to each other, and we will know what to do and say in any situation because we operate from a place of love always. We have love in us, and that is what we are connected to. And the world is going to need our guidance in the coming days. So, if you don't mind, let's go do that, okay? High intentions. We are family. And I'm telling you, Dana, you're a king. You're inheriting, okay? So just hang on a little bit longer. I'll continue to give you the good news as it comes. All right? Cheers. You're so funny. I can't wait to hang out with you. Yep. All right. So let's all go out and do that right now. It's 11 o'clock. We'll be out there at 11:11, okay? Well, it's 11 my time. I'm on the East Coast. But let's make it a point to be out there at 11:11 and do that intention prayer, grounding with our feet on the ground. And I mean, the sky here is beautiful. The moon is like potent energy right now. And we took control of the moon back. That's where you see, yes, the matrix is shifting. Yes, all that stuff is definitely happening. That's because we took reign of it. We took it back. Okay? It wasn't an easy operation. We didn't always know what we were doing, but we were being guided. And we're going to be guided through this intention prayer and in every moment going forward. And we are connected to each other. We grounded in the 144 crystalline grid. Good job. I love you all. And I'll talk to you very soon. Keep in close contact with me. I love you.